Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers, sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's News Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful Swampy Mango, South Florida. And today's date, Monday, December 18th, 2017. The year is almost up. Very interesting indeed. So many things are happening, and a lot of stuff is being exposed. Many abundance of cocoa-daggering, as usual. And let's find another witch. Let's find someone to witch hunt, scapegoat, or pick a patsy. Yeah, I'm just kicking back at a motel. Pretty cool. Bali High Motel, 1601 North Federal Highway, Fort Lauderdale. Mom and pop facility. And was here 5 years ago. Had a little housing issue at the time. Stayed here for a good 5-6 months. 4 or 5 months, I would say. And it was pretty cool. Give them credit. And I went back here 4 years ago just for the night. And I decided, what the hell? See what's going on up here. And he remembers me. Hey, how you doing, Craig? So I'm like, cool. They're all getting a little bit older. Like all of us, right? Absolutely. Yeah, so I was like checking out some of the stuff I wanted to read. And this one caught my eye as well. I went through I checked my emails and pick and choose. It's mainly going to be domestic related. And this one caught my eye from Infowars.com. From writer Jerome Corsi, which he works with WorldNet Daily as well. Very interesting folk. And it's about the FBI, Hillary's shadow government, buried email scandal. Oh, really? Yeah, this would be pretty long, but very interesting. Because if you notice, like the mainstream media, they all want to go after Trump, this, Trump, that. They hate this man so much. People may feel like getting ulcers and getting gray real quick. And like you know me, I can be critical with him at times as well. But they believe he's the main issue. Oh well, he's these allegations on sexual harassment. He just resigned without due process or anything like that. Let's play judge, jury, executioner. We're all the judge dreads out there, you know? You know how that goes. Guilty to proven innocent. That's what we want you to believe. They think you're dumb, stagnant, and happy. You go belly up and go, moo, bah, moo, bah. The herd and flock conformity. So, you know how that goes. Who let the cows out, right? Moo. Alright, so I'm going to take the initiative on reading this. I'm going to do a few others as well. Even Charlie Rose, he got kicked to the curb. Counsel for Foreign Relations stooge that it is. By John Rappaport. So, and I noticed what's going on in Atlanta with the airport. Who's actually controlling some allegations. You know, how a lot of people may question conspiracy theorists and so forth. And I'm not condemning them, don't get me wrong. It's just, you never know, right, how accurate this information is. And plus, North Korea, if they don't have a global bank, oh, let's go after them. Let's go climax. Oh, let's get Kim Jong-un, man, yeah. Because the idiot box say so. But they don't know the history of why the Korean conflict in the 50s made what North Korea is today. Just the thing about that. Of course, you got the clowns in Washington, D.C. Same thing. Trump this, Trump that, Trump's unfit. But their track record sucks. Donkey testicles. Alright? Okay, well, enough of the ranting here. Let's go on with this article about the buried email scandal on Hillary Clinton, right? By the FBI. That's what Jerome Corsi has to say. Like it says here, Washington, D.C., a shadow government within John Kerry's State Department was constituted to review all FOIA requests to prevent public disclosure of classified information. Hillary Clinton may have transmitted over her private email server, FBI documents reveal. And all those folks out there that think Hillary Clinton would be a great president, right? What a wet dream. As it reads, the newly released FBI vault releases on Hillary Clinton makes clear Clinton fixer in the State Department, Deputy Secretary of State Patrick F. Kennedy pressured the FBI to downgrade the classification status of various Clinton emails from classified to unclassified, offering the FBI a quid pro quo in exchange for the FBI agreeing to cooperate with the subterfuge. Yeah, with Mueller and Comey behind that, I wouldn't be surprised. The Clinton documents released in the FBI vault are the source documents that led to reports published by the Washington Post in an October 17, 2016 report. There's links. You can read it yourselves. A State Department official, Kennedy, had pressured the BI to change its determination that at least one of the emails on Hillary Clinton's private server contained classified content, prompting discussion of a possible trade to resolve the issue. Two FBI employees told colleagues investigating Clinton's use of the private server last year. Reading the FBI source documents made clear that Kennedy was determined to recruit not only the FBI but the CIA and another intelligence agency to engage in a, quote, quid pro quo, unquote, cover-up scheme aimed at hiding the truth that Clinton did transmit classified State Department documents over her private unsecured email server. That's what happens when you're on a mind control victim for all these years. Like your mind gets warped and zombified, allegedly speaking. The FBI source documents make clear the FBI had evidence suggesting Clinton had committed criminal violations of national security laws regarding her transmitting of State Department classified information over her unsecured private email server in July 2015, the year and a half before the 2016 presidential election. Information that had been made public at that time most likely would have derailed Clinton's bid to win the DNC's presidential nomination. Her track record blows. That's why she would never be president. The FBI source documents did not explain why the FBI did not press the Department of Justice to bring charges against Clinton in July 2015, when the FBI had in hand clear evidence State Department officials were engaged in the cover-up of the Clinton email scandal. Shadow government within Hillary's State Department. The memo dated August 8, 2015, FBI Vault Hillary R. Clinton Part 4, pages 53 to 57, contains the following paragraph that makes explicit reference to the shadow government, constituted with the Department of State to protect Secretary Clinton from potentially criminal mishandling of classified information. The paragraph in question reads as follows. There was a powerful group of very high-ranking state officials that some referred to as the Seventh Floor Group, or the shadow government. I remember reading about this in my past episode of Uncorrect, but I'm going to continue on. This group met every Wednesday afternoon to discuss FOIA process, congressional records, and everything Clinton related to FOIA congressional inquiries. The known regular attendees include Jonathan Feiner, Jennifer Stout, Deputy Chief of Staff Heather Higginbottom, Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources Kennedy, Julia Fryfield, Assistant Secretary, Legislative Affairs, redacted. Office of Legal Advisor, redacted. The Office of the Legal Advisor overseeing states, redacted. Redacted, redacted, and redacted. How sweet it is. Redacted. It's none of our damn business, right? We're too damn stupid to know who these people are. But we'll proceed. Further into the memo, there was a discussion of Patrick F. Kennedy, then the Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources, requesting the FBI to downgrade from national security classified an email from Clinton longtime advisor Sidney Blumenthal and that evidently had either potentially embarrassing and/or suspect criminal implications for Secretary Clinton if made public as a document made secret by the National Security Classification. Pressure to change to classified to unclassified. The memo also suggests that Patrick F. Kennedy, a Clinton fixer within the State Department, pressured the FBI to change Clinton's emails marked classified to unclassified. The memo dated August 8, 2015 continues. In late April 2015, IPS officials completed the formal review of the Benghazi-related congressional inquiry. All materials were ready for release at that time. CIA provided redactions. Redacted! But none redeemed B1 exemption. Most of the items with CIS redactions were emails from Sidney Blumenthal. One was deemed classified according to the FBI, and Kennedy held a closed-door meeting attended by the FBI's redacted and IPS's redacted, among others. It's like a woodpecker, you know? Or a rooster. And in that, Kennedy held a closed-door meeting attended by the FBI's redacted, among others. In that meeting, Kennedy asked redacted to change the FBI's B1 upgrade classification, but redacted did not change the FBI stance. On May 22, 2015, it was decided by the IPS team they would keep the upgrade of the one FBI-related email, and the IPS officials sent David Kendall attorney William M. Connolly, LLC, a letter informing him of the results. Clearly, the FBI insisted the email remain with this classified national security classification. The B1 exemption under the Freedom of Information Act is designed to protect from public disclosure information that has been deemed classified under criteria established by an executive order and to be kept secret in the special interest of national defense or foreign policy, as in fact, properly classified pursuant to such executive order. The State Department operates its FOIA program through the Office of Information Programs and Services, IPS, as part of the Bureau of Administration. The Assistant Secretary for Administration serves as the State Department's Chief FOIA Officer. State officers, FBI, a quid pro quo to cover up Clinton email scandal, proof that Clinton operatives in the State Department were trying to recruit FBI officials to participate in their arguably illegal scheme to change the classification status of various Hillary emails is clear from classified to unclassified, can be found in the FBI memo dated July 30, 2015, FBI Vault, Hillary R. Clinton, Part 4, pages 25 to 27. In that document, the key paragraphs read as follows. Shortly thereafter, Redacted received a call from Redacted of the International Operations Division of the FBI, who pressured him to change the classified email to unclassified. Redacted indicated he had been contacted by Patrick Kennedy, Under Secretary of State, who had asked his assistance in altering the email classifications in exchange for a quid pro quo. Redacted advised that, in exchange for making the email unclassified, State would reciprocate by allowing the FBI to place more agents in countries where they are presently prohibited. Interesting, right? Yeah, that is Redactaholics Anonymous, yeah? In paragraph of the memo provided a description of a meeting during which Kennedy openly pressed his declassification scheme in an all-agency meeting that included CIA Defense Intelligence Agency representatives. Yeah, Michael Flynn was involved with the Defense Intelligence Agency and blew the whistle. That's why they're gunning for him. All right. The next paragraph reads as follows. The following above exchange, Redacted, was summoned to an all-agency meeting at the state to discuss matters pertaining to the classification review of pending Clinton FOIA materials. Redacted, official from state, along with representatives from CIA and DIA and other government agencies were present. Pastor Kennedy presided over the meeting. During the conversation, a participant asked whether any of the emails in question were classified. Making eye contact with redacted, Kennedy remarked, "Well, we'll see. Redacted believe this was reference to the FBI's categorization of secret, no foreign emails, which Kennedy was attempting to influence." In a private meeting with Kennedy following the agency meeting, Kennedy asked redacted whether the FBI could see their way to marking the email unclassified. According to redacted, Kennedy spent the next 15 minutes debating the classification of the email and attempting to influence the FBI to change its markings. Since redacted continued to assert that the email was appropriately marked secret non-foreign, Kennedy asked who else in the FBI he could speak with. Redacted referred Kennedy to Michael Steinbach, Assistant Director of CDT. No foreign or no foreign nationals is a designation in the FBI classification system that indicates the document is not to be disseminated to foreign nationals. Michael Steinbach, Executive Director who heads the FBI's National Security Branch, also served as the Assistant Director of both FBI's Counterterrorism Division, or CDT. The next paragraph makes clear that Kennedy made a stonewall his attempt to recruit the FBI into his cover-up scheme. Redacted was then present during the conference call involving Kennedy and Steinbach, in which Kennedy continued to pressure the FBI to change the classified markings on the email to unclassified. Steinbach refused to do so because he's so special. The controversy over Blumenthal emails, the FBI report made in public in August 2016 concluded 24 memos sent by Blumenthal to Secretary Clinton has been identified as containing information currently classified as confidential. Among the cache of Blumenthal emails to Clinton released by WikiLeaks is an email sent by Blumenthal to Secretary Clinton in March 2011 that contained a highly classified intelligence memo that revealed then French President Nicolas Sarkozy's motive in disposing Libyan dictator Gaddafi involved in a desire for Libyan oil. Cindy Blumenthal emails to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton made public by WikiLeaks made clear Clinton and Obama and Clinton harmed the Free Syrian Army rebels in an effort to topple the regime of Bashar al-Assad, mirroring a strategy already underway in Libya to help Al-Qaeda affiliated militia overthrow Muammar Gaddafi. Yeah, I remembered when President Obama talked about using Al-Qaeda to work with Al-Qaeda on overthrowing Gaddafi. And no one says a word in the room because it's exceptionalism. If it was like John McCain or that, people would foam at the mouths like Pablo, like Cujo and Heat and beyond. So I'm going to continue on here. The consequence of strategy was the merge of ISIS out of the loosely coordinated Free Syrian Army coalition, as well as a disastrous Benghazi attack in which the U.S. ambassador was murdered. Various WikiLeaks emails examined by WND indicates the Free Syrian Army was among the first splinter rebel groups Clinton and Obama armed. The Obama administration apparently was hoping to replicate the regime change strategy in which it armed Al-Qaeda affiliated militia in Libya, including as Ansar al-Sharia, the group responsible for the September 11th, 2012 attack at Benghazi. The WikiLeaks email evidence show a shift in policy in which Clinton and Obama appear to have decided in 2011 to topple the governments of Gaddafi in Libya and Assad in Syria, even if it meant arming radical Islamic terrorist groups that trace back to Al-Qaeda. On June 20, 2011, Blumenthal sent a confidential email to Clinton at the State Department that included an article by David W. Lesh. a professor of the Middle Eastern history at Trinity University in San Antonio, Lush argued a strategy of regime change could be effected in Syria, as the U.S. could find opposition groups in Syria capable of establishing a Benghazi-like refuge from which to launch a rebellion and to which aid can be sent. In a subsequent confidential email, June 24, 2012, Blumenthal further advised Clinton that the growing success of the rebel forces of the Free Syrian Army caused him to believe that Assad regime was increasingly vulnerable to being toppled. An email dated February 24, 2012, Blumenthal characterized the FSA as loosely organized and uncoordinated, noting it was for the most part local militias, many of them civilian-based, that are simply calling themselves the FSA to appear to be part of a whole. Blumenthal commented in the email that the armed resistance to Assad is not well-funded or well-armed. On February 28, 2012, Jacob Sullivan, a State Department senior policy advisor to Secretary Clinton, forwarded to Clinton an opinion piece published in the New York Times by foreign correspondent Roger Cohen, suggesting the strategy Obama and Clinton has used to topple Gaddafi in Libya should be used to bring down Assad in Syria. After the Bosnian War showed the basis for any settlement must be a rough equality of forces. So I say, step up the efforts already quietly. I'm going to get weapons to the Free Syrian Army, train those forces just as the rebels were trained in Libya, Cohen wrote. Payback time has come around. The United States warned Assad about allowing al-Qaeda fighters to transit Syria to Iraq. Now, material and special forces with the ability to train a ragtag army can transit Iraq and other neighboring states into Syria. Then on September 18, 2012, 1 week after the Benghazi terror attack, Blumenthal, in a confidential memo, alerted Clinton to the possibility of the FSA military taking over Damascus. The prospects caused Assad's wife and close relatives to urge Assad to flee Syria to avoid the fate of Assad's former ally, Muammar al-Gaddafi of Libya, who was captured and killed by rebel forces while attempting to flee his home territory in Sirte. Interesting there. So, some good amount of stuff is being exposed, basically, and it's just kind of payback will be a bitch, I would say, for Hitlery. But let's see how far this goes. The controversy over David Kennel. In May 2015, a senior State Department official informed Clinton lawyer David Kennel that government reviewers have found at least one classified email among emails Clinton transmitted over her private email system she used as Secretary of State. The suspect email was found in the State Department for a search to respond to a House committee investigating the 2012 terrorist attack on U.S. officials in Benghazi that ended up with the murder of U.S. Ambassador to Libya, Chris Stevens. Attorney David Kennel of Washington-based law firm Williams & Connolly, LLC, began representing President Bill Clinton and First Lady Hillary Clinton in 1993 during the special prosecutor investigation into the Whitewater scandal. Kennel continued to represent the Clintons in a variety of matters, including independent counsel, Senate House of Representatives, FDIC, RTC, which is Resolution Trust Corporation, and Bar Counsel, investigations, civil litigation, and the 1998 to 99 impeachment hearings. In August 23, 2015, the New York Times reported on the controversy that developed when Kennel, that represented former Secretary Clinton, had in possession a thumb drive containing Clinton State Department emails that Kennel may not have secured properly to prevent public disclosure of national security classified information. For more than 20 years, Mr. Kennel has been the front line for Bill and Hillary Rodham Clinton as a personal lawyer, battling investigators and litigants in a superheated environment where laws and politics meet. wrote Peter Baker in the Times report. So as Mrs. Clinton faces questions about her use of a personal email server as Secretary of State, no one is surprised she turned to Mr. Kendall. In August 2015, Kendall turned over the thumb drive to the Justice Department and gave copies to the FBI after the thumb drive believed to hold copies of some 55,000 Clinton emails after a report to Congress by an intelligence community inspector general reported to Congress that Clinton State Department emails were found to contain classified material. It's like all these people are fumbling away, you know? Something you gotta really look at, my friends. It really just boggles the mind. You know, when a lot of these individuals, they act like they know everything, they're untouchable, and all that good stuff. So, that's one thing that really gets me. Yeah, people out there thinking they're smarter than everybody else. You know what? Very damn ludicrous indeed. We have to see how far this goes. It looks like right now, it looks like stuff is being exposed. They're running naked. That's one thing that's exciting about it. But how far does it go? We don't know for sure. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not getting my hopes high. I want to see action speaks louder than words. And right now, Jeff Sessions, he's a lot of questions on that by man. And it really gets me because I knew he was never a freedom-loving individual. So what's more important, Attorney General Sessions? Harassing states, do federal raids on states that support medical marijuana or recreational marijuana, or going after her husband and the rest of their treasonous cohorts. It's your move, buddy. I don't even like you. If you make that one choice, where I said about the Clintons and their lackeys, I will thank you. But doesn't mean we're going to be friends. Or the other way, show the true nature. It will blow back in your face. Guarantee that. Ooh, okay. So let's see who's on here. Yuck, no one's on here. Okay. So just browsing around here. This one was interesting. Came out today. John Rappaport. No more fake news. Fall of a globalist mouthpiece. Charlie Rose, to be exact, from his blog. Says here, the abuse and crimes are real. The media op is different. If you had to pick three titans who are promoting globalism and its New World Order, you could scarcely do better than Henry Kissinger, Ziegler Brzezinski, and George Soros. During his reign at PBS, Charlie Rose interviewed them a total of 34 times. Go figure. Birds of a feather flock together. See a far stooge himself, Charlie Rose. Now, not only that Charlie managed to never ask a direct question about underlying aim of globalism, he never elicited a straight response on that subject. Instead, Charlie's furry, summary, self-congratulatory, oh so innocent, breathless question navigated deep intellectual waters in the realm of abstruse. And you came away from the interviews with a rash and an itch. You're supposed to feel smarter from the experience, but you couldn't recall what really happened. What was Charlie asking? What were the Titans saying? It could have been parody of high academic fluff. Countries had been mentioned, crisis had been alluded to, the word solution occasionally bubble up. This was Charlie in impenetrable style on important subjects. He was a social hobnob pro of the First Order in New York. Anybody who was anybody wanted to sit down with him and slide into a long-form interview. And he met many of them at cocktail parties on the Upper East Side. He was a kinder general magnet for the rich, famous, and fabulous. If you weren't fabulous before you appeared on his PBS show, you were by the time you were done. Because Charlie pretended everything coming out of his and your mouth was exceedingly important. He kept pumping fake dead cartoon blood through those televised conversations. But that's what viewer supported PBS is all about. So it worked. The audience of conscientious liberals demands Disney-esque knocks off intellectualism. Everybody congratulates each other, those few bucks into fundraising pot, and goes to sleep. Charlie was Elmer Fudd, who went to Harvard or Yale and got a PhD. He was a perfect example of many liberals who listen and talk at parties and begin to pick up on what they're supposed to believe. If they want to fit in, the interdependence of all nations, the expression of humanity through official networks and foundations, the correct charities for serving the disenfranchised, their preferred political candidates, the soft socialism of all good folks, and the absolute need to maintain limousines and high apartments in the best sections of town. You see, my doctor, he's wonderful. Here's the name of my broker. You want to look at these schools for Jimmy, my art dealer can help you. I hope you'll be out on the island this summer. It's like, it's not who you know, it's who you blow. It's not what you know, it's who you blow. Charlie stumbled to realizing he couldn't represent these people, and he made it work. He was their mouthpiece. His shows was their outlet. Until it didn't work anymore, he was hiring young women for his small team. They came to him with great ambition and high intelligence. They knew this could be a big break in the business where plum jobs were at a premium. And he used his torque and control to perform his weird sexual tricks because he was really a sad sack when it came to women, and because his power seemed the only card in his deck. Plus, his act on television was wearing thin. For his friends and betters, he was disposable. No one cared anymore about some nuisance way of selling globalism to the PBS crowd. Things were moving in a more venal direction. Destroy Trump. Why didn't Hillary win? We white people must shame ourselves and grovel because it's the in thing to do this year. Last year it was owning a pirate. My son is buying Fentanyl at his prep school. Bombs are going off and cars are slamming into people on city streets, and we weren't allowed to say we know where this is coming from. And we have let to get out of town to find a place in the country where we can settle down permanently. Why doesn't Trump just shut down the border without telling anybody? So China went down and a casualty in the war. A minor blip on the screen went blank. He'll now pretend to count his sins when he tries to plot his next move. A mea culpa book. That won't work. A new independent show on the website? How degrade. He has a law degree. Can he represent women who've been abused? Ridiculous. He gets on the phone. Hey, Matt. Hey, Charlie. Anything new? No. You? No. Can we team up and sell Netflix a show called The Real Deplorables? Blame ourselves over and over? Maybe we could make a new art form out of it. There is no bottom. I don't think so. How long we have to weather this ring? I'm guessing 10 years. Then we could come back. Maybe people have short memories, and so much could happen in 10 years. Maybe that's true. That is true. But for now, the globalist PBS man who brought the country endless conversations about conversation is a vaporous figure in a building media wave of figures who are vanishing as he opts to construct the tsunami and finally place Trump at the top as the prime predator continues. See, we in the media are eating our own, some of the most famous and praised among us. We have that mission and that conscience. You cannot doubt our sincerity. So when we decide to tell you that Trump is the kingpin of this type of sordid behavior, and remember Charlie and Matt and all the rest, they are evidence of our truth seeking at any cost. Bye for now, Charlie. Take it easy, raise chickens, grow avocados, interview chickens. You'd be surprised what they have to say. Their answers aren't all that different from what Soros and Kissinger laid out to you via Apku Blabber. Absolutely. So I say shalom to the Council of Foreign Relations stooge, a bend over Bob to the New World Order. I never really gave a damn about Charlie Rose's show. I always fell asleep half the time. I see probably seen a couple of his events, shows on PBS. I could care less. The guy sucked. Okay? Plain and simple, he blows. I guess what happened was his knees were getting too worked out. And they're like, hey man, your rhythm is stagnating. What happened? Oh, well, you know how that goes. So, as far as I'm concerned, piss on him. Plain and simple. Yeah, so, gonna be doing something here. Hang tight. Yeah, so, next one here came from BuzzFeed. There's been multiple links and newspaper articles. Charlottesville police chief resigns after critical report on white supremacy rally. This is by Blake Montgomery. The police chief of Charlottesville, Virginia, resigned effectively immediately on Monday, just weeks after a critical review of his department's response to a white nationalist rally over summer was published. Alfred Thomas did not address the independent report and announced his resignation, saying only that nothing in my career has brought me more pride than serving the police chief for the city of Charlottesville. Report released 17 days ago by former U.S. Attorney Tim Heaphy found that Thomas's department failed miserably in protecting free speech and public safety at the Unite the Right rally in August. Heather Heer, a 32-year-old woman protesting against hundreds of white nationalists, was killed when a man drove a car through a crowd of counter-protesters. The driver, James Alex Fields Jr., has been charged with first-degree murder. Heaphy's report said, in addition to the Charlottesville Police Department slow and inadequate response, the chief allegedly attempted to hide communications related to the rally from the investigation. The state police and Charlottesville police were also unable to communicate by radio the day of the rally because they were on different channels. The report stated, a decision not to intervene in all but serious confrontations only emboldened violent demonstrations, Heaphy's report said. Still, city manager Maurice Jones praised Thomas's record in his statement, calling him a man of integrity. Thomas, who had been a police chief since May 2016, was the first black man to hold a position, according to C. Wiley Weekly. Jones will appoint the next police chief within the week, according to city statements. I'll be very frank on police chief Alfred Thomas. Excuse me there. I consider him to be a patsy of what happened. The city of Charlottesville as a whole breached the permit, the contract with the Unite the Right. Like him or not. I was grilling the city of Charlottesville. Blood was on their hands. Okay? And I did defend Trump when he said both sides were in the wrong. And they try to call him, and they try to say he was a Nazi sympathizer. Please, grow up. They breached Article 1, Section 12 of their state constitution. Free speech and assembly. I put them in my past episodes. Anything on Charlottesville, you can look it up yourselves. I put the links on there. Read the damn thing. There's even claims, too, that a lot of infiltrators and provocateurs were involved from both sides of the fence. As far as I'm concerned, he was only a fall guy. A lot bigger what happened there. Blood is still on their hands. Everyone in there, the city of Charlottesville, should turn themselves in. Step down for breaching their oath of office, including the city manager himself. So there would be an ass clown, as far as I'm concerned. Maurice Jones, up yours. That's how I look at it. And I know, too, when it came to white supremacy and Nazis, everyone had a knee-jerk reaction. So I was afraid to look at things more thoroughly. I seen a lot bigger than what it was. Now others are realizing now is correct. I'm not trying to play know-it-all either. All you have to do is look, examine, and see it deeper than what they're trying to sell, they're trying to display. Fine print and all that. So that's what I say about Alfred Thomas. He was only a patsy. No ends, ifs, or buts. And that's all I'm going to end talking about that. Finally, emergency came from Daily Sheeple. This extra post came out yesterday. Cook County Commissioner asked UN to send troops to Chicago. By Alex Thomas. Cook County Commissioner Richard Boykin recently met with Assistant Secretary General of the United Nations, during which he requested that world governing bodies send troops onto the violent plague streets of Chicago. While no one can deny the fact that Chicago is essentially a war zone, the fact that a liberal city commissioner is planning to use the United Nations peacekeepers to confront said violence should send shockwaves down the spine of any living, freedom-loving American. We're headed to the United Nations to meet with the Assistant General. Talk about the violence in Chicago. The gun violence, in particular, the bloodshed that's taken place in many of our communities. Boykin said at a press conference before the meeting. Boykin then went to stunningly reveal that he's actually seeking that United Nations police the civilian population in Chicago. I'm hoping to appeal to the UN to actually come to Chicago and meet with victims of violence, and maybe even possibly help out in terms of peacekeeping efforts, Boykin continued. How about stop the damn drug war in Chicago, you bunch of morons? After being asked by a reporter what he believes using UN troops to curb violence rather than actual American police would be a good idea, Boykin revealed that he does indeed want the requested troops to essentially become the police in Chicago. They've been able to help in places like Africa, where they have sent troops in, sent forces in to help protect minority and vulnerable populations. But frankly, I think the same can be said for the here in Chicago, said Boykin. Oh, Boykin, are you on dope? Are you on crack, buddy? Can you explain why that more than 800,000 people were slaughtered in Rwanda, you dumb SOB? Weak and pathetic you really are. While so-called conspiracy theorists have long believed that globalist forces would eventually send United Nations troops to the streets of America, we now have absolute 100% proof that this is indeed the plan. Liberal leaders in Chicago are now openly planning to declare martial law, complete with UN shock troops on the streets to police American population. It is pretty damn sick as far as I'm concerned. I did some stuff on the United Nations. They slaughtered many people in those areas in Africa, even one in Haiti. Of course, they tell us to stand down when innocent people were slaughtered in Rwanda. Here's one thing about Chicago. It's a strong part of the Strong Cities Network. Okay? You can look up strongcitiesnetwork.org and you can look at Chicago. My friends, this is why the Strong City Network is a NWO Landbrith. I did an episode now. You can look it up. Listen to it yourself. Or not, you can't. If you don't hear my voice, read the damn article. Damn link. You can examine it yourself. But this guy Boykin, nothing more than a treason scumbag, as far as I'm concerned. He should be indicted on federal level. Article 3 of our U.S. Constitution. Even in the state constitution as well. How come in Chicago they don't want people to defend themselves? They have that right under the Illinois Constitution. natural born right to defend themselves, their families, and loved ones. But remember, it's Chicago. Their government is dumb and pathetic as well. And the one thing that really boils me. New World Order Uncle Tom Boykin is. That's right. Anyone in Chicago that's friends with him, you can share this show with him. I don't give a damn if he likes it or not. If he's offended, good. Step down, chump. You're unfit. You breached your oath. You're a contaminator. You're less patriotic than Benedict Arnold. Frederick Douglass, if he was alive today, he'll slap you silly. Call you a chump-ass wuss. Alright? Sorry about that. I got a little bit heated up. But I'm inspired to make the statement. I'm not going to take it back. If he reconsiders, that's fine. But that's what I'm going to tell you. You're not more than a globalist Uncle Tom. Regardless what your skin color is. Okay, buddy? Have a very dumbed down day. Alright, my friends, that's it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share it throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to send me something that's interesting to me I want to check out, whatever you do, please address your correspondence with decorum. You can get me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, Minds.com, FutureNet.club, Patreon.com/Logan3, 3 eyes. You hit me at Gab, Gab.ai, more of a free speech version of Twitter. Scene.life is having issues, so I'm not gonna don't say anything to me on that until further notice. That'd be great. In addition, you can email me at LokiLuck3@gmail.com, or for the ones that are encrypted, LokiLuck3@protonmail.com. Well. Okay, my friends, that's all for now. I thank everyone for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.